Come a bit closer. What's going on, my friends? It is Sunday, the 7th of June. I didn't know when I was going to do my first vlog, but here we are. I've got a lot of things happening in my life right now. I'm incredibly excited about it. And it makes sense to document the journey. And I said I was going to do more vlogs. I'm going to start vlogging. So the first video went out on Sunday. Take a look at that. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down, I'm going to be talking about a little bit of day just in my life, just showing you bits and bats. I'm going to run you through this book. That's going to be the thumbnail, but I need to do it the other way around. Do it the other way around so you can read it properly. 10x is easier than 2x. This book has literally changed my life. It's been absolutely transformative, and I'm going to be breaking it down today why this book has literally changed the trajectory of my life. Honestly, it really, really has. But now it's 7 a.m. I've been up. I have had my cold shower, been for my walk. It's now time for coffee, for some breakfast. Let's get that, and we'll move into the video. Let's give that a stir. Tell Siri to set a timer for 5 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
Breakfast is served. I was going to eat it outside because it looks a little bit better. The lighting's better outside, but it's cold outside. So we're going to make do inside. June in the UK. Where's the summer? Where is summer? It is cold, it is cloudy. Yesterday it rained for 80% of the day. It's not good, bruv. The problem I've been experiencing throughout my entire entrepreneurial life since I quit my architecture and started building my coaching, I've been in 2x mode for my entire entrepreneurial career, which means you're being busy, you're not productive, you are thinking that you need to do everything rather than outsourcing things, and you're living more in a scarcity mindset rather than an abundance mindset, and a gap mindset rather than a gain. And now it's become apparent to me that, especially with events that happened with Tribe and things like that, that I can't keep operating in this way. But a part of that next thing for me is actually more about being more productive and actually resting more. Because studies quite clearly show that you are most creative when you've had most rest. 16% of your creativity will happen when you're in work mode. 16%. So I've managed to get to this spot where I'm in my life right now by operating on 16% creativity, because I've never fully rested and just detached from work, which is why my chuffing whoop tells me that I am stressed all the time, even when I'm just doing nothing. It'll tell me that I've been stressed. I'm like the Whoop AI, Josh, you've been stressed for 5 hours today. I'm like, how? It's because I'm always thinking and I'm always on alert. So I need to slow things down. I need to capture my creativity again and start to be more productive rather than busy. And I'm going to show you what this looks like right now. It is Sunday at 8 a.m. on my business coaching channel. New video's just gone live. Josh Lancaster J2. Go give it a watch. When you look at my calendar, you will see that my calendar, in my eyes, is set up for productivity because my Google Calendar is stacked out to the max. So you have, I really need a better setup here where I can have it down thinking out loud, but bear with me. I'll fast forward through this. So my days start to look like this, right? Where I'm spreading out tasks throughout the day. You might think, oh, what's the problem with that? Well, the problem is flow state. You can never get into flow state when you are jumping from task to task and you're just letting meetings just fly into your inbox, all left, right, and center. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's just go back to this one. Go check-ins full day so I can stay in flow state for client work. Then I'm going to have a full YouTube production day, which is Thursday. Full YouTube day, so I can stay in flow state. You can see how when you put tasks together and when you batch tasks together, everything is a lot more seamless because you're not bouncing around from task to task. And it takes at least 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes in some instances to get back into what's known as flow state when you are jumping from task to task. So this is something that I am implementing literally right now as we speak. The problem is with the culture these days that we live in, it's all grind, 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 hustle, 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 which is great. You know, I've hustled to get to this spot right now. Would I be potentially further along if I had made this realization right now? Yeah, maybe, but that's life, right? Another thing I've found that book, 10x is easier than 2x, has helped me with a lot is with my vision planning and actually writing a vision out of want rather than need. Because all the time in the past, like I've wrote down my vision before, but it's not been my vision. It's been other people's vision. I've been looking at writing down a vision based on comparison with other people. So yes, I've been writing things down. I've been writing a vision down, but when I actually think about it, it's been in a place of like scarcity and need rather than abundance and want. And this is incredibly exciting for me because now I'm actually writing down a vision for my own life as part of this rebuild, which is something that I actually want. And what's really clear to me is that all the people that I've helped, all the guys who I've helped transform their lives, that's exactly what I've done. I am not a health and fitness coach. I'm a transformation specialist. And this is evident in my entire life as well, from acne to being the confident person that I am now, from rugby and the illness and the injuries to where I am in my life, to quitting architecture, to building this. It's a transformation. It's the full package. And when I look at the clients that I've helped, that's exactly what I've done with them as well. So me trying to build a fitness coaching empire hasn't worked because deep down, that's not what I've actually wanted. It's what I have led to believe I've wanted and been operating in a place of need. This is where the direction of coaching is heading for me now. Transformation specialist. Don't get me wrong. Any transformation starts with the body, and the body will always be included as part of what I provide, but it's going full spectrum. Transformation specialist. Back from the walk, called in to Aldi to get some groceries as well, or food shopping, wherever you call it. Frozen veggies, frozen green beans, Kiwis, I use skin on or skin off. Skin on. Don't have time to take the skin off. That's a lie, I do, but who can be bothered? Butternut squash, the goat. I love a butternut squash at the moment. Mushrooms, potatoes, big ass pack of chicken. And that's it. That's not obviously a full shop. If you want to see a full grocery shop from me, let me know. And then some lilies for the mama in my life. Make sure that you treat the lady in your life to some flowers. For the final piece of this vlog, the pens are out again. And I'm going to touch on probably the most valuable lesson that I learned from 10x and 2x. And it's about the principle of the gap and the gain. What it essentially comes down to is that all experiences that we have in our life, we can either look at them in terms of we've gained something from them, or it's been a gap in our life that kind of we want to forget. And there's a problem with that, right? Because if you're always looking at the gap, you're always going to have a scarcity mindset. You're always going to feel like you're lacking something. And for a lot of my life, that's how I felt. But it's incredibly freeing just to think about that mindset shift and think about, well, if I now think of every experience that I've had in my life and moving forward as something that I've gained from it, because you can, regardless of what it is, there's something that you will have gained from an experience, then you can see how far you've come and you can see how far you've grown rather than comparing yourself to somebody else, which last year for me was full of that. I was completely miserable all year because I was comparing myself to other people. When you're always in that comparison mindset, you're never going to be fulfilled. You're never going to be happy, regardless of whatever you've got or whatever you've built. So when you look at your life, you're always going to have a line, right? A trajectory of your life from zero when you're born to here. Let's say you're 35, right? The wind is blowing everything all over. There's going to be times in this life where you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to be straight on, you're going to have amazing highs, and then it's going to come all crashing down again. And then you're going, this is just life, right? So you can either take that on board and be happy, or you can take it on board and be sad. You can either be in gain, or you can see the gap. Now, I'm choosing for the rest of my life to be in the gain, because for far too long in my life, I've been in the gap, and I've had enough of being in the gap. So it's time to experience the gain. And believe me, the 10x improvements that you're going to experience in my life, my business, my fitness, my own health, is going to be amazing. And I'm excited to bring you all along on the journey as well. So I'm going to try structure these vlogs with giving them a story behind them all and some lessons and some takeaways for you in there as well. The problem is a vlog without any structure behind it. It's just all over the shop. So I'm going to try and make them incredibly valuable for you, and hopefully you've got a lot of value from this one. The key takeaway is build a life that you want and live in a gain mindset. I'll see you in the next.